Hi friends, it's Jess from the Corvallis Environmental Center. I'm here today to show you how to start seeds inside. So it's springtime and it's a great time to start thinking about what you want to have planted in your garden if you have one, or you can plant things in pots, you can start things inside. There's really great chances to just plant things whether you have a garden or not. So today I'm going to show you how to start seeds inside. Starting seeds inside is really important for some plants because they need a little bit extra time to grow, but it's too cold to start them outside still. And so you start them inside, give them a little extra time to get established and ready, and then when it's warmer and it's not freezing outside anymore at night, then you can start putting them outside in a garden spot or even in pots. So today what we're going to use is we are going to use an egg carton to start some seeds. There's lots of different ways that you can start seeds. You can start them in milk jugs. They have, stores have like trays that you can buy that already have like little cells for each thing. But an egg carton is probably something that you already have on hand. So it's really handy because each little place that the egg goes is one spot for a seed, and so it makes it really easy. So what I have done is I've cut the lid off of my egg carton right here, and then we're going to set this aside because we're actually going to use the top part as well. So here I have my egg carton, and what I have done is I have poked holes in the bottom of the egg carton. And so what you do is you can just take a sharp pencil, find the center. There's usually like a circle that you can poke it in, and you just poke your pencil in like that. If this is difficult, you can have a family member help you with it. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get it through there. And so there I have all of my holes in my egg carton. So I'm going to set that aside for right now. So what you'll need for this is you'll obviously need an egg carton. You'll need a pencil to poke those holes in. You will need some soil, so I have my soil right here. This is just like a basic potting mix. Potting mix is really good for starting seeds because the dirt in it is really fine. There's also some material in there to make sure that it drains really well. If you don't have potting mix, you can still do this. I just recommend that you use this. If you get dirt or soil from outside, it's usually a lot heavier. It doesn't drain as well, so the seeds might not do as well. Alright, and then so we have our soil. I have a little shovel. You can use a spoon or just any container to scoop the dirt out. I have a little shovel that I'm going to use today. I have my water for when we're ready to water our plants, and I also have some plastic wrap, which I'll show you what we're going to use that for. And then I also have the seeds that I'm going to do. Okay, so to start off, what we need to do is we need to fill our egg carton with soil. So I'm going to do that. So I'll just take a scoop of the soil, put it in each of the cells. And if there's any like big clumps, you can just break them up with your hands. So each cell has some soil in it. And I'm going to finish putting all of the soil into my cells. Alright, so I have all of my soil in my egg carton, and so it's ready to go and ready to plant. So what I need to do now is I need to get my seeds. Oh, so you can also now put your egg carton inside the lid. Okay, so now I have my seeds. So if you've never looked at a seed packet before, I suggest that you take some time to do that because they have a lot of really good information on them. I have a couple of different types of seed packets here. So I have this one. So this is a loofah, which is a gourd. And these you can eat, but you can also, when you grow them, you can let them dry out, and then you can peel the skin off and it turns into like a sponge. which is really cool. So I've never grown these before, but I'm going to try to grow loofahs. And so on the seed packet, it gives you a lot of information. It tells you what it is, how long it takes for it to grow, and how long it's going to take you for it to harvest. So the loofah says that it can be harvested in 90 days. And then it tells you how to plant it. So it tells you what type of soil to plant it in. Should it be full sun? Should it be shady? And how far apart to plant it. And so this one says to plant inside, that I can start it inside before I plant it outside. So that's what I'm going to do today. And it gives you any other information that you need to know about it. So that's one plant that I'm going to do. And then I really love tomatoes. And so I have 4 different types of tomatoes that I'm going to start today. One of them is, there's not very many seeds left in this one. One of them is called Sun Gold. These are yellow cherry tomatoes and they're so delicious. This one's also one of my favorites. It's called Purple Cherokee, and it's a purple tomato, which is kind of cool. This one is called Black Crim. So I bet you can guess that this one is going to be a small black one. And then the other one is just going to be a regular red tomato, and this one is called a Stoop Ice. Alright, so now that I've looked at my seed packets, I've read what each one needs, now I'm ready to start planting. So another great use for your pencil is you can poke a hole in each little cell, and that little hole is where you're going to plant each seed. Alright, and here are my seeds for my loofahs. So it's a gourd, so it kind of reminds me of seeds that I would find in like a squash or a watermelon. Alright, so I'm just going to do 1 seed per hole for this one because they're big and it makes it really easy. And then since I'm not using all of my seeds, I'm just going to put them right back in the seed packet. And then I'm going to fold it up so the seeds can't fall out. And then I'm done with that one. Alright, so here's one of my tomatoes. I'm going to open this up. So as you can see, these seeds are a lot smaller. So they can be a lot trickier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about 2 or 3 seeds in each hole. And then when I get to the seedling part, I'll show you why I'm going to do that. But for right now, I'm just going to put about 2 to 3 seeds in each of the holes that I poked. For this one, I'm not going to do a whole row of this just because I'm going to be doing 4 other tomatoes. So I'm just going to do 3 cells. Put the rest of my seed back in my packet. And you don't have to dump the seeds out of the packet. I'm just doing that to show you. You can just take what you need out at a time. Just depends on what is going to be easiest for you. Alright, so here's my another type of tomato. Are a little bit more orange maybe than the other ones. So again, I'm just going to do about 2 to 3 seeds in each one. So these are Sun Gold, so the tomato is only about this big, which means that their seeds are super tiny. So there is just a little package inside here to keep all the seeds together. I actually used these seeds last year, so I don't have very many left, but I should have enough to do a couple of the cells here. now have all of my seeds planted. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently cover them up with soil. And seeds need water to grow. And seedlings really like the soil moist because they have like small roots, and so they need a lot of water to grow. So you need to make sure that once you have these planted that it stays moist. And so the bottom of our egg carton is going to act as a tray to catch the water, and the holes that we poked in the bottom of the egg carton is going to provide a way for the water to drain. So it doesn't just sit in there. The excess water drains out, then the soil absorbs what it needs and helps the seeds grow. So what I have done is I just take a milk jug. I think that's easiest. I have it on hand, and then I took the cap of the milk jug and I just poked some holes in the top of it with a pen. You could have an adult help you with it. It's kind of difficult to do, so if you have a hard time with it, you can ask an adult, or you can have an adult use a needle to get really small holes that tend to work a little bit better. But I just use a pen today. And then you just sprinkle some water on here. And then you're going to want to find a warm spot in your house to put the seedlings, or to put your tray so that the seedlings can grow. I have a little mat that, like a heating pad, that I put my seedlings on so that it's warm, but my house is really cold, and the only place that I have room for my seeds is in a small room, and so it gets pretty chilly in there. So if you can just find a warm place, then your seeds should be good, and probably in a sunny window as well. Alright, so I've watered my seedlings, and now I'm going to take that plastic wrap that I showed you earlier. So here's my plastic wrap, and I'm just going to put that over the top. So what this does is it keeps all the warmth from wherever you're setting your seedlings. It acts as like a greenhouse. So this covers it, and it acts as a greenhouse so that the warmth stays inside to help the seeds stay warm and to grow. So I'm going to set this aside right now, and then I'll find somewhere in my house to put it.